Hello, I'm Alex Critchlow. Welcome to the Heart of WholeVet. For those of you unfamiliar with our program, the WholeVet program was started by AMVETS, the San Francisco Vet Center, Club One Fitness, and Performance Max. We use the mind, body, spirit, and community approach to healing, and we are reaching out to veterans everywhere, hoping to bring some health and happiness into their lives and to improve their general fitness. Many people have expressed interest in participating in our program. We train together 3 times a week, so it's structured physical fitness in a group training environment. I have here today a visitor who is interested in joining us. This is Richard, affectionately known as Two Dogs to his friends, and we have to start with that. How did you get that nickname?
Well, it started a long time ago when I had dogs that I would raise and train to help with the cattle in the field. This was back in Kansas.
In Kansas?
Yeah.
Wow.
Then as time went on, I managed to make it to the West Coast here. And up north of here, I was working for the Ford family. And so once again, I had the opportunity to train up some dogs, and I always like to work them in pairs. And so people would go by and they'd see them out there working, and they'd say, "Who is that? What's those 2 dogs out there?" And so eventually that poet caught on, and I take that name with great pride. And God bless their souls, they're not with me anymore, so I do miss them.
Wow. Well, it's a great story and a nice nickname.
Yeah, I'm proud of it.
And I also want to say, I would like to thank you for your service to our country. Which branch of the service were you in?
Air Force.
Air Force. I'm Air Force vet too.
7748956.
You still remember it.
And I'm proud of it, yes.
Now, when you heard about the program, about the WholeVet program, you said something to me that I wanted you to repeat for the camera. What did you say? And I said, well, you can join us, and you said.
Well, I said it jokingly, but there was a lot of truth maybe to what I meant. You really think there's hope for me, but I know my health has been failing, and so, I just kind of thought at the moment, well, what good is it going to do me to go into a program like that, at this age? I'm a sinking ship, already, But that was my thought.
Well, I guess you've heard we have a wide range of people who participate, all different ages, all different fitness levels. We have several people who, like yourself, need to utilize a cane to get around. Mm-hmm. And it's not about competition, it's pretty much about personal best. And every single person who participated in the first phase of it saw remarkable results. There were people who couldn't sit on the floor to do their stretches. They had to sit in a chair. And there are still some who remain in the chair, but we're no longer using the elevator to take the 1 flight up to the training room.
Well, my problem would be getting up off the floor. That would be my problem.
You probably enjoy the stretching though. It makes you feel really good. What have you ever done anything physically, other than with the dogs? And have you ever done sports or been interested in physical activity?
Well, I started off in school, in high school as an all-star gymnast and also an all-star baseball player back then. But but here lately, since I've had some bouts with pneumonia and things like that,
yes.
It's really kind of knocked my wheels out from under me, and I find it pretty difficult to get around. Short of breath, hard to get up the stairs. One of the main reasons why I keep this cane is so I have something to lean on, so folks won't think that I'm dying on them or something.
No,
that I'm a drunk.
No, you look. You can see his eyes more closely. Your eyes are very much alive, just like you.
But sometimes it's pretty hard to get around, and I just have to stop and lean on the cane, and just catch my breath.
Well, that's okay. That's what it's there for. But I hope you will participate because I truly believe, and for those who don't know my story, I lost 71 pounds. I was insulin dependent and taking 18 pills a day for various and sundry things. So I always say to people, there is hope. So there's hope.
Well, thank you. Well, you're certainly giving me cause to think about this, and I do know that things like that can't hurt, and it's got to help.
Well, it will, and thank you.
Well, thank you.
And last but certainly not least today, we have here Tangerine,
Thank you.
who is on the advisory council for the San Francisco VA Medical Center, also known as Fort Miley. Thank you for being here, Tangerine.
Thank you for having me.
And as with everyone else, I have to ask, what branch of the service were you in?
I was in the Army Reserve and also the Army National Guard.
Well, thank you for your continuing service.
Thank you.
And can you tell us a little bit about what the advisory council does, what its role is at the hospital?
Well, yes, as a member of the advisory council member at the Veterans Hospital in San Francisco VA Medical Center, what we do is we think of ideas that will improve patient care and also different policies that are there. And just recently we updated the VA Medical Facebook site and made it a little more user-friendly and more information that's easier for veterans to have access to.
Wow. I didn't even know we had a Facebook site.
Oh, we do.
That's exciting.
It's fantastic.
Moving with the times,
We are.
the VA is. Do you know how many members the Facebook site has?
Well, I'm not sure. It's up in the thousands right now, and it's
Wow.
what we do is we're taking care of the Northern California site because they have the Northern California, Southern California as well.
Could you tell us what the login or the site name is for veterans who might like to
Oh.
join it?
Well, what you want to do, just look up Facebook. If you already have Facebook, just look up Northern California VA, and you'll find it there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You tell them that very, very much up on the social networking.
Oh, you need to get Facebook.
Yes, yes, I need to move with the times. And so you look like you're in pretty good shape. So do you do something to keep yourself physically active? And
Well, I did have injury a while back, and I went to the gym. I had some special training with a private trainer. I had injured my back, and I've gotten, it's much better now. But right now, what I'm doing is yoga. Yoga
Oh.
really helps a lot. Yeah.
oh wow, well maybe you'd be willing to come and share some of that with our WholeVet participants.
Well-
When we started WholeVet, it keeps the mind, body, spirit, community approach. And even though our training, the physical training, is cardiovascular interval training, we have all along said we would like to have, we do the stretching, that we start with stretching before every workout, but we do want to incorporate some yoga into it, not just for the physical aspects, as you know,
Yeah.
for the mental and the spiritual parts
Absolutely.
of that too.
Yeah.
So I hope that you'll come and share that with
Yes.
us during one of our, one of
Well-
our sessions.
That would be wonderful. I would love to do that.
Yes, and I thank you for being on the advisory council.
Oh, yes.
And being a voice
We've
for the
got-
veterans who can't be there.
We've got lots of ideas coming up, and so stay tuned.
Yes. Thank you, Tangerine. Thanks for being here. I look forward to having you come visit the program.
Thanks.
I would like to thank our very special guests who helped to make this the inaugural show of the Heart of WholeVet. 2 dogs and Tangerine for being here today to help us launch this inaugural show of the Heart of WholeVet. Without them, we couldn't have done the show here today. A little bit more about me, since so many folks have been curious about it, finding it hard to believe that I could actually sit here and do this today. I used to be agoraphobic at the worst time during my laundry list of illnesses, as I put them. I couldn't leave home. Among other things, I was a clutterer. I could not throw things away. I was also obese, 71 pounds heavier. Couldn't walk from out of my apartment down to the mailbox, even if I wanted to. Now I am physically training for myself. I train 6 days a week since it has replaced most of my medications. It also helps me to handle the ongoing things that I struggle with, like PTSD, but I cope with them. And I'll just give a really brief example here. For example, yesterday an incident occurred where I was treated badly, but instead of going back home and staying home like I would have done in the past, I actually went and did some spinning, and that got the endorphins going. I started feeling better, and I was able to come here today. Last night I didn't think I could do it, and that's the important piece for me, is that it works, it really works, and I wanted to share that with others. As far as the nutrition aspect, I've come to realize that food plays a very big part in how you feel physically, mentally, emotionally. And with the WholeVet program, the nutrition component is a very important part of it. Our participants start out keeping a food journal and learn how the different things, we're putting into our bodies affect our mood, affect our brain chemistry, and they learn how to eat properly without necessarily changing their complete diet. They just learn how to work with what the things with the foods they enjoy eating. And the physical training, what we get through the physical training, since they're endurance pieces a lot of the times, I apply a lot of those principles to life itself, and it helps me to break down situations and handle them. So I hope that you will tune in again as we have more guests, including some of the other founders of the program and other WholeVet participants, so we can share this new way of veterans getting to feel better with the mind, body, spirit, and community experience. We have one more guest, a very special guest, who has a television show of his own. We have Mr. Tom Jones. Hello, Tom.
Hi.
It's very nice to meet you. As with WholeVet, as we talk about the mind, body, spirit, community approach, so the community part is really important. And with the community, there's music, there's art, all sorts of good stuff out there. So can you tell us about your program?
Primarily, my program, it's not my program, it's called CARE, Cancer Assistance Research and Education, and promoted by a lady called over at the General Hospital, where we try to educate people and make them aware of the need to get early research and things. And where we try to reach the community with people with, I've taken it a step further from cancer. I've taken it to overall care of diabetes, drinking, alcohol. I work with one of the oldest drug programs in San Francisco called Reality House, right in the heart of the Fillmore, where we help people coming out of prison, Army veterans, and that's why we call it Veterans for Care, Cancer Assistance. And we want to try to, the people, like you see this, in the area of it where I'm working primarily, you have, first of all, the brothers want to get out to drinking beer, using drugs and all that. And we're trying to reach substance abusers to get them in. Usually they hit 40, 50 years old. And their bodies start rejecting those drugs, and they get sick, diabetes and all these things. And we're trying to get them to give up on the beer love. And I work with the medical marijuana program, maybe you hear about it on TV now, and we're using it as an alternative substitute to alcohol. Alcohol is a killer. And so we're trying to reach into the community, reach people that's over the line a little bit, or keep them off of it, so that they can have some way to rebuild their life. And that's essentially what we're trying to do.
And the program that we have here is Appreciating Veterans, especially on Sundays. It happens every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The programs can be viewed on YouTube at any time. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello. I'd like to introduce to you one of my favorite songs back in the 40s. I would think I was done by Duke Ellington and Al Hitler. It's a very special song for me because as a child, my mother died when I was 7 years old. And I rejected God. I didn't understand what God was all about. And it broke my heart, and it put me on a bad trip most of my life. And the name of the song is called Heat. And as I grew older, I understood that he was talking about God. With the help of Mary Lou, my pianist, I'd like to introduce you to He by Al Hitler. And calm the angry sea. Along the sides, who writes a symphony. He still lights the stars and make the darkness bright. He alone knows how to go the lonely night. He still finds the time to hear a child's first prayer. Saints or sinners call, you'll always find him there. Though it makes him sad to see the way we live, he'll always say, I forgive. Turn the tide and calm the angry sea. Along the sides, who writes a symphony.